And we're back. That's right, back again with another how to drive video. And today we're featuring my 2023 Lamborghini Huracan Tecnica in a blue Cepheus color. This is a famous Lamborghini color. Love this car. This is my favorite Lamborghini of all time, the LP 640-2. So we'll start with that. What is the LP 640-2? The dash 2 means it is rear wheel drive. So that's right, most Huracans are all wheel drive, but this one is rear wheel drive. 640 is the horsepower to the crank, 640 horsepower. And LP is longitude posterior. So it's like the way the Italians say that the engine is mounted in the rear of the car. So we'll take a look at that first. This car is naturally aspirated, so no turbos. I had a twin turbo Lamborghini Huracan before this, and if you didn't see that video, check it out. The how to drive video is on my channel. So what I like to do in these videos is start by showing the outside of the car, features you need to know about. If you're ever going to drive one of these cars, features you need to know about on the outside, then we'll go on the inside, then we'll drive it. So I'll try to run through this as fast as possible, notating the things on the outside, how to operate on the outside, starting with the key fob. So to lock the door, you press this top button right there, right? That's how you lock it. Unlock it, you press the bottom button. When you press it, you'll notice that these door handles will pop open. To open the door, you just grab one of these and slightly pull, and that will open the door on both sides. After about 10 seconds or so, that door handle will pop close. If the door is unlocked, see how it just closed right there? So yeah, that's automatic. If the doors are unlocked, to open up the fuel tank, you just push on that and it'll pop open. To close it, there's no cap in there because it's like airtight. It has an airtight seal with this. And to close it, just do like that and then push it one time and it'll lock close. If the door is locked like that, then this won't open. So that stays locked, which is a nice little feature. Other thing is, let's say you want to open the front trunk because you're going on a road trip, or you need to hide something in the trunk while you go inside a restaurant or something like that. It's the middle key or middle button. Hold that middle button down for 2 seconds. There's a little latch right in the middle. Push up on a latch and then open that up. There's the latch you can see right there that you push on to open up. This different from the regular Huracan. The hood is carbon fiber, so it's real light. There's your trunk space, front trunk, your front. There's a cigarette lighter right here that you can leave open or close. There is access to the battery, so you can open the battery hatch right there. You can open that up and your battery is right there, so you can access that. There's some little tools in here for the wheel lock. So let's talk about the wheel locks. Close it, just let it snap closed and then push it. That'll lock it closed. All right, so there's center locks on this car. So if you're not familiar with center locks, those are the locks on the wheel right there. That right there requires a special tool that you stick on there. It's like race car wheels, like to speed up, you know, a pit stop where you need to change the wheels or the tires or whatever. Comes into the pit stop and they just go, bzz, you know, pull it off real fast, put it back on. It's kind of cool, but it's kind of a hassle as well because with the center locks, you got to have that special tool that's usually in the front of the car. You stick it on there, then you got to have like a big giant crowbar. You got to crowbar it loose. Then you got to torque it properly when you tighten it back up. So it's kind of a hassle to have center locks. So make sure you got those special tools if you're going on a road trip where you might have to change the tires. If you're running around town, you probably don't have to carry that tool around with you. You might carry the center lock tool. It's like a two-piece tool, center lock tool and the crowbar thing. All right, brakes. That's your emergency brake right there. This is your regular rear brake on the right. Same thing in the front, right there. This car does have TPMS sensors, so tire pressure monitoring. It has. So when you get in the car, start driving, if the tire pressure is low, you'll get an error message about that, so you don't have to worry about that too much. But that is pretty much everything you have to worry about on the outside, except for, let's say you want to open the rear hatch to the engine. Let me unlock the door. Let's see here. Boom. All right, so let's unlock the door and I'm show you how to open up that rear hatch back there to get access to the engine. Let's slide this little latch up, pull that seat forward. And then, oh, I thought I was in an Aventador for a minute. That's the Aventador. For this one, it's underneath here. These two buttons. One is for the front trunk, one is for the rear. And you gotta have the engine accessory on. So you gotta push the button to turn the engine on. What's the key in the car? So sort of a hassle to open this up. So put the key in the car, turn the engine ignition on, then press that. That'll unlock the trunk. So a little bit of a hassle. That unlocks this. It has shocks on it, so it'll stay open. That's how you open up the engine bay, right there. So like I said, it's kind of a hassle. There we go, click that close. And, all right, let's get in the car, turn the AC on, and let's talk about how to operate and drive this thing. Over here is your mirror controls, all right? Right there in the center is heated mirrors, left and right for left and right window or mirror controls, and then fold them in, turn this all the way to the bottom. All right, it's firing up. So fire this car up, foot on the brake, press the button. Turn the AC on, it'll hit accept on the screen, press the top button. Here are your AC controls. To turn it off, you hold the Klima button down. You hold that button down for about 3 seconds and it'll turn the AC off. But it's so hot out here, we want the AC on. All right, let's start talking about, we're gonna go from left to right in controlling this car, and of course the center, and then we're gonna take this thing for a drive. All right, so if you need to lock the door, press that upper button up there and it'll light up red. It should lock automatically once you start driving. To unlock, press the bottom. Very self-explanatory. All right, just went over these mirror controls. Get your mirrors adjusted. On the left, these are your light controls. So auto, so I usually like to leave it in auto so that the lights will automatically turn on and off. Your parking light, your main light switch on and off, your rear reverse fog light. I'm gonna turn that on, it's kind of cool. And then this right here is the light, how bright the lights are inside the cabin of the car. All right, those are your lighting controls. Like again, like I said below, right there are your front trunk and your rear trunk or rear hat. All right, okay, so center control, here's your dash, all of your controls on the dash. On the left, you have a little status thing, and I have it set to my tire pressure on the left. Your tachometer in the middle with your mileage, the time of day, miles till empty, the temperature outside, all that good stuff. On the right is another status. If we hit change modes, we're in sport mode right now. See right there, it'll show you the temperature and the gas gauge. All right, so we just put it in sport mode. How did I do that? This is your anima, or the attitude of the car. Up top is strata mode, street mode. It's the tame, the chillest mode. The second one is sport mode. When you flip it, the screen changes. Like that's street mode, that's sport mode, and then hit it one more time, it's Corsa mode. Now, the very important thing when driving this car, when you put it in Corsa mode, yes, that's the most aggressive mode, but that also puts it in manual shifting with the paddle shifter. So when you put it there, don't expect it to shift automatically with the automatic transmission. You have to shift with the paddle shifters when you put it in Corsa. So we're gonna put it back into sport mode, but once you go into Corsa mode, it stays in manual shift mode until you hit this M button down here, and that'll put it in auto mode again. All right, so it's in auto mode right now, should be at least. And we're in park. It starts with that big P on the screen, that's for park. So we'll show you how to drive it here in a second, but let's go over all of the buttons on the steering wheel. This right here is your bright light. If you click it one time, it flashes the bright. See that blue thing light up there on the screen? If you hold it down, that leaves the bright lights on. And then you just click it one time to turn them back off. This is your blinker. That's your right blinker. To stop the blinker, press it in. Just press it straight in. Left blinker, click it over to the left. You're done, push it down. All right, that's your blinkers. This over here is for your status screen. So if I press this up or I press the center button that shows you the status, what's going on, you see the screen changing. That's the center button right there in the up or down. This is your screen controls. On the right, this is your cruise control. Press that one in to turn it on, and then this is to resume, and then the bottom one is set. All right, your windshield wipers work similar to the blinkers. Turn it on, click it to the right. To turn it off, press it in, or hit it to the left. And you clean your windshield wipers by pressing that button, and that'll spray windshield wipers. All right, center button, left window, right window, front end lift. If you pull this button back one time, that'll lift up the front end, and you'll see that thing flashing while it lifts up. When it's all the way done, it'll stay lit. Show you. All right, it's gonna stay lit here in a second. Kind of slow. There it is. All right, that means the front end lift is up. To put it back down, you just pull it one more time. That'll lower it back down. It'll also automatically lower back down once you start driving beyond like 40 miles an hour. I think it's 35 or 45 miles an hour. All right, ESC off, that's your stability control. You pull this back to turn it off. Your hazard lights, turn those on and off by pulling that one time. Parking sensors on or off, you pull that button one time. Auto start stop on or off, you pull that back one time, and then your right window right there. And of course in the center, this is all we're not gonna go over everything in here because there's so many things, but basically that's your main console. You get there by pressing here. Mute button right there, or your audio button, I'm sorry, volume button. Mute is here. That's mute. This is your stereo setting controls, your like volume, stereo and all that. Go back to the main screen. Apple CarPlay, we'll leave it right there, all right? But all your main controls for the car operating are right there in the center. It's your power on and off button for the car. Reverse, you pull that back one time with your foot on the brake, then your reverse camera will show up there. Put it back in park, you press P. With your foot on the brake, you press P. That'll put it in park. So it's back in park, as you can see on the left. Your emergency brake, right there. You pull that up one time. That's your electronic emergency brake. That's how you turn it on. To turn it off, press that down. There's your emergency brake. M is for manual mode. We're putting it back in automatic. That's a toggle for manual or automatic mode. All right, and you got a little space to hold your keys and stuff like that. Your glove box right there, like any other car. Your drink cup holder there. I recommend not using that because it's liable to break because it's so flimsy. And then you got your door controls. Your seat controls are on the side right here, right there. Your seat controls down there. That's how you adjust your seat. And all right, let's get ready to drive. Okay, how do we drive this thing? Real simple. Put your foot on the brake. I'm gonna put it in street mode until the car warms up. And you put it in first gear by clicking that one time back. That'll put it in first gear. You'll see a 1 on the screen. Let me get my, there we go. This is the normal screen you'll see. There's 1 for first gear. And I believe it should be in auto mode. Okay, it's in manual mode, right? Because I put it in Corsa mode one time. So to turn it back into regular automatic, hit M. Now it's in auto mode. So now it's switching gears automatically. All right, so that's, in auto mode, it's really simple to drive, just like any other car. These cars will remind you, if you've ever driven a late model Audi, these cars will remind you of an Audi, the way they drive, the way they feel in the cockpit, which is a good thing. I mean, Audis make great driving cars, if you ask me. All right, so we're in Strada mode, which is street mode. It's gonna automatically shift for us. If we wanted to shift a little bit, here, let me turn my blinker on, boom. Hit the blinker, and it's gonna automatically turn off like any other car as well. Turn, let's see. All right, so blinker automatically turns off just like any other car, but if you want to manually turn it off, press in on that button. Okay, so now let's go into sport mode, because if you're driving this car, and you're probably most likely going to drive it in a sporty mode, but you want to keep it in an automatic mode, just click down one time. The screen will turn orange, which is different from a regular Huracan. The screen and everything is different, so you'll notice that when you start driving it. So now, if you notice, it's holding the shift points longer, and it's shifting into the next gear up a little bit later because it's sport mode. So it's a little bit more aggressive. It's giving you more power, giving you a little bit more RPMs for you to have that power on tap. That's what sport mode is all about. The other thing about sport mode is it's going to burn more gas. So if you're on a road trip, you probably want to put it in Strada mode. And in Strada mode, the suspension is a little bit softer as well. So as you go up in the mode, suspension gets a little bit more and more stiff. Like if I go down to, let's go into race mode, which is Corsa mode. Click that button down one time. Now we're in Corsa mode. So now I'm manually shifting with the paddle shifters. Look. So that's manual shifting with the paddle shifters now in Corsa mode. And the other thing you'll notice is that the suspension gets a little bit harsher in Corsa mode. So, and the shifts, the downshifts are a little louder and a little bit more aggressive when you downshift on the paddle shifters. All right, you gotta be careful of people pulling out on you. You know, so don't drive too fast. But anyway, you'll be manually shifting once you get to Corsa mode. Don't forget that, because you might floor it thinking it's going to automatically upshift for you, but it's not as soon as you go down into Corsa mode. And the other thing, don't forget, you say, oh, okay, I'm ready to go back into sport mode, and you hit up and you put it in sport mode. It's still in manual shifting mode once you hit Corsa, you know, for the first time. It's going to be in a manual paddle shifting mode with these paddle shifters. So what you got to do, you got to go over here to the right and click M. That'll put you back into automatic mode. Look. See, it automatically shifted for me right there. All right. So that's like the main things you're going to be doing, is changing modes and going in and out of automatic versus manual shifting mode. That's the main stuff you're going to be doing when you drive this car. All right, what else are you going to be doing? You'll be rolling down the windows. It has auto down and auto up on the windows. So to go down, you just press this until it double clicks, and then that'll automatically roll your window all the way down. Same thing for up. You just pull it back, and then pull it back a little bit harder until it clicks. Then it'll automatically roll the window all the way up. Same thing for the passenger side, except on the passenger side, the auto up has like a safety feature where it won't automatically roll all the way up, depending on like if you're in park or not, or some other settings. I forget what those settings are. But if it detects that there's nobody in the passenger, it's pretty smart there. All right. Okay, so launch mode. Yeah, it's probably not the place and time for launch mode. But in order to enact launch mode, you put the car into Corsa mode, and then you turn stability control off, which is that ESC button. You turn it off, and then you stomp on the brake. You hold the brake really hard. You push the brake all the way to the ground, and then you floor the car, and it'll say ESC launch mode ready. So like, I'm gonna put it in Corsa mode right now. So we're in Corsa. I'm gonna turn ESC off. ESC is off. So if I press the brake really hard, it says thrust mode available. That's launch mode. I'm not gonna launch into the back of this truck right here, but if I had launched it, it would have took off crazy, and then it would have automatically shifted. It would have automatically shifted for me. That's one thing about launch control. You do have the benefit of automatic upshifting when you're in launch control mode, which is dope. All right, so let's try to sneak up out of here. Hope I didn't scare those guys in front of me. The other thing you're going to notice is that this is the best sounding Huracan from the factory that they've ever built. A little bit of that bionic sound is gone from the 610. The 610 had like a bionic, I don't know where it came from or what mechanically made it sound like that, but it had like a bionic sound to it. That's the only way I can describe it. Whereas in this car, it's louder. I think a little bit more of a pure sound to it. And I don't know. I think it's the best sounding Huracan from the factory that you can get with the factory exhaust. And you can make it really quiet. I have a valve controller on my car. And with the valve controller, I can make this car whisper quiet. Watch this. There it is. I just turned the valves off. Nothing. Super quiet. Turn it back on. Press the button. It's back on. Valves are loud. All right. Cruise control. So we're going to put the car back in Strata mode. In order for cruise control to work, you got to be in street mode. right, put it in throttle mode. Then make sure you're in automatic transmission mode by pressing M over here. Press M. Now I'm in auto mode. I'm gas saving mode. Press the button in the center right here. Let me zoom in. Oh, y'all got me out here ready to crash. Let me zoom in right here, right there. That center button. You press that in, and then you hit the set button at the bottom. So here, set. All right, cruise control's on. Oh, I got to turn traction control. I'm like, what the heck is going on? I got to turn traction control back on. ESC, boom. All right, traction control is on. So now if I hit the set button down here, cruise control is now working. Now it is not adaptive cruise control, so you have to, you know, you gotta adjust your speed manually. But believe me, that was a really needed feature on the Huracan, because the 610-4 did not have cruise control for many years, and I rallied my car, put a lot of miles on it, and I really missed having cruise control, because with cruise control you can kind of get comfortable. Look, they didn't use their blinker at all. You dumbass. Use your blinker next time. But anyway, on the rally, I did not use my blinker all the time, so I'm sorry, what the hell am I talking about? On the rally, I didn't have cruise control, so I had to keep my foot on the gas all the time. What am I talking about? Blinker all the time. I use my blinker all the time, all right? I did used to drive a BMW, but yeah, I evolved. All right, so this is how you drive the Lamborghini Huracan. What else you guys need to know? Up here on the top, right there, there's buttons. There are buttons for your garage door opener, home link. 3 buttons for the home link to open your garage. There's 2 buttons for the dome lights, and there's a button in the center to control the dome light turning on or off. All right, so if you want to mute the stereo real easy, you just hit the screen with 3 fingers at the same time, like this. That's how you mute. It's got to be 3 fingers though at the same time, and the screen will kind of like recognize it and mute the car. All right, another thing about this car that's different from the regular Lamborghini Huracan is the steering. The steering feels completely different. It's lighter in the Tecnica. It's got like a lighter, easier steering feel to it. And it gets lighter depending on what mode you're in, or a little heavier, like if you're in Corsa mode. You're also going to notice the sound of the car. It sounds a little bit more aggressive, the Tecnica. I think this is the best Huracan they ever made. A lot of people will say STO, but my vote is for the Tecnica. All right, so other things about driving this car, I'll show you guys once we stop, like how to put it in park and how to get up out of the car. I'll show you that, you know, when we get out and do a final walk around. But yeah, I showed you guys how to use cruise control and paddle shifters and all that good stuff. Another thing, when you're in cruise control, like I hit resume. You hit resume right there. I'm in cruise control. You can still downshift with it. Watch out, vehicle on shoulder ahead. So I hit the paddle shifter and it still downshifts, but it'll automatically go back into automatic mode after about 10 seconds or something like that. All right. Car sounds good. We use the front end lift. Hit that button right there. Let the front end lift go up. You don't really need it right here, but nice to have. Definitely gonna need it going into the service department here. And we have the Lambo that we're coming to pick up right there. Yeah, nice. All right, so let's go into the service department here. All right, let's do a little final walk around. Put this thing in park. So the way you put it in park, first I put the emergency brake on first with my foot on the brake, and then I press P for park. So brake first, P for park. Big P on the screen. You're in park mode. Then turn the car off. Stick your finger through there, press the button, turn the car off. Like this. All right, let's do a final walk around. All right, final little walk around before we get service. Lamborghini Huracan Tecnica, no quit. No quit. So that's it. That's how you drive it. And we'll be back for it hopefully within a week or so. So stay tuned. So you're thinking about joining my channel, or maybe if you haven't thought about joining my channel, maybe you should, because channel members on my channel get access to exclusive content with exclusive cars like this here Lamborghini Revuelto, like this here Ferrari F8, like this here behind me Lamborghini Huracan Tecnica, or even the Porsche almost said a new car that I have on the channel that you guys don't know about. But this Porsche 911 Carrera T, the RS3. All of the videos that I upload on this channel, my channel members get to see those videos first as soon as I push them out, and then they're released on a schedule. I already have about 10 videos lined up that only my channel members have access to. If you're considering joining my channel, now's a good time. I definitely will shout you guys out. I'll answer your questions in my live stream with priority. Yeah, so hey, join my channel subscription through YouTube and get access to exclusive content just for you, and early access to content that I release on the channel, sometimes as early as 2 or 3 weeks in advance. So yeah, if you want the little scoop, I got 2 cars that I haven't even released on the channel yet. So stay tuned, hit that join button. Hey, and join the exclusive section of our membership on the channel here on YouTube. Peace.
It's the one and only Floyd Money Mayweather. I'm here to tell you guys to go to Wheel Motivation. The exotic cars is crazy. I've been watching this show for a little while now, and it's growing. But we need everybody else to subscribe to Wheel Motivation and support Wheel. I'm supporting them. You do the same.
Welcome to Wheel